Hi, my name is Corey Mentor. This is Darcel, and we are with Trinity Employment Specialists. We are a staffing organization. We're located centrally here in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but we staff all over the nation for travel nursing. And one of the things that we're very passionate about is educating the different travel nursing individuals in our area and nationwide. We want to be a great resource for educating.
Absolutely.
It's the reason that we do these videos. I believe that this is one of Darcel's little superpowers. I watch and listen to her counsel and walk different nurses through this process, especially nurses that have thought about travel nursing, but they really haven't ever done it before, and there's so many unknowns. And there are all sorts of fears that humans face, but the strongest of all fears is the fear of the unknown. And there was a guy that said this, Darcel, and he was the guy, I can't remember his name, but he created like the Hitchcock mysteries, like the Cujos.
Yes, okay.
And so this was his little quote.
Okay.
But it was pretty interesting. Travel nursing is going to increase by 2022 by 15 to 20%. I believe that it's likely going to increase even more. According to a Forbes article, you can make double the salary. The average salary for a travel nurse is $81,000, but as you know, Darcel, and you would probably be able to speak, it's higher
It's
than
much
that.
higher. Yes.
Yeah, especially when you add in the travel stipends.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
everything like that. We are doing part 2 series of 10 ways to prepare for a career in travel nursing. We went through 1 through 4, and let me just go ahead and state them real quickly. The first one was there we go. First one was explore travel nursing. We talked about the different websites that you can go to and blogs, in addition to what we do here, just educating people about the generalities of travel nursing. Network with different travel nurses and learn from them the good and the bad. Research different travel nursing companies. Go on to Google reviews and see what people are really saying about them. You'll see that even at Trinity, we've got good and bad. Thank you, Lord, we've got way more good than bad.
Yes.
But Google reviews will tell you a whole lot. The last one, don't burn your bridges. The way you handle your business is really important in this area because you have just a very few select group of large MSPs or management service providers for hospitals. We, travel nursing agencies, partner with these guys, and they have a very great, I wouldn't say great sometimes because we don't like it all the time.
Right.
But it is a very powerful
tool.
Software tool that the managed service providers use on behalf of the hospitals. And so if you handle your business incorrectly, according to any of the nurses, you will get flagged. And if you get flagged, you only got about 3 or 4 large systems. You get flagged in those things and you can get blackballed.
Yes.
And you will lose this unbelievable opportunity to double your salary.
That's correct.
This leads us to number 5. Consider becoming a float nurse at your current job. Talk to people about how you do this and how does that benefit travel nursing.
Okay. How you become a float nurse is from your current job right now, you're doing maybe 36 hours a week, maybe 40 hours a week. If you want to pick up travel contracting, I tell every nurse, do not leave your current position. Go from full-time to PRN, meaning you become valuable to them just picking up shifts that's available. Say, for instance, you pick up a contract in Oklahoma. Okay, you driving maybe an hour and a half away. When you come back home after you did your 36 hours on that contract, go to your hospital and pick up 1 shift a week. Or you could pick up 1 shift every 2 weeks. What that does is ensure that you have your full-time job when you come back. Okay, because if you leave that full-time job and you go do a travel contract, and say for instance, we hope and believe that when you finish that contract, you get an extension, or we find you another contract somewhere else. But just in case there's nothing available, we want to just be right up front with you. There's sometimes in your specific specialty, there's nothing available. They're all filled. So I want, because I try to, at that point, when they're 2 months into their contract, find them something else.
Right.
If nothing's available, be doing this PRN where I work on finding them something, and that ensure that they keep their full-time job.
Right.
And not only that, you have to be able to keep your full-time job to pick up those housing stipends when you do travel.
Right.
Because that's your home state, so you have to keep that going.
Okay.
That's very, very important, and that's how you qualify for the non-taxables.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the things that I didn't share with the people watching this is why should they be listening to you? And I wanted to tell you, Darcel has been doing travel nursing staffing and recruiting for over 20 years now, or right at 20 years. I'm sorry, it's not over 20, it's right at 20 years. And as you can tell, she really tries to look out for other people. I watch this happen all the time, and so I'm just she is a great resource, whether you use Trinity or not. I think she's a great resource. Yes. Number 6 is have a savings account.
Yes.
Talk to the people about.
Well,
talk to the people. That's funny.
Talk
to our
nurse.
potential travel nurses about
absolutely.
this.
Well, the reason we say have a savings account, put some of that money aside, again, just because you're on a contract, you're making really good money. You realize now, okay, say I'm in North Carolina, I could go to the beach. You're spending money. And then it's like, Darcel, I have had nurses say, can I get a loan on my stipends? We can't do that. So what you do is you put money aside, and say for instance you don't have your way, you can't get to your bank, we do have a debit card that we could issue you, and you could take so much money from your paycheck every week and say, can you put that in there? Put it in that card.
Okay.
And we could mail you that card.
Okay.
Versus you're out of state, they can't get to their bank. Always put some of that aside because it's helpful. I'm gonna tell you, even though you might make $200-300 a week, that's good money for a nurse. They spend it.
Yeah, one of the things that I thought of, and I read about actually not too long ago, was how important it is that nurses create a budget for themselves.
Absolutely.
And let me explain to you why. And I thought this was very insightful. If you were to go, for example, to Florida and do a travel nursing, because that's kind of a nice place to live right now.
Right.
Well, you're gonna feel like you're on vacation. Well, let me tell you what I do, or at least my family does to me on vacation. So this is real truth.
Okay.
They start spending money like crazy.
Wow.
They want to go out to eat at every place. They don't want to go to Burger King.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
They like this new
Let's
crab
try this.
shack.
Absolutely.
And the crabs are expensive, and the lobster and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so you when you feel like you're on vacation, it's a natural thing. I think for everyone. I'm pretty tight with money, so I'm like holding on to it. But everyone else,
we're learning from him.
everyone else is like, let's spend. So. One of the things that I think you need to do is just set a budget for yourself so you can allow yourself to go out and feel like you're on vacation.
Absolutely.
But, just like when me and my wife very first started running a budget, I couldn't believe how much money I was spending at the convenience store Quick Trip that was, and I was just stopping by there every day, just getting a small coffee. But when you looked at it at the end of the month, I was blown away at how much money I spent. And I think travel nurses can run into this. So make sure that you really set a budget. Talk to Darcel about it. She's got some really great advice. Number 7. Gain specialty experience in needed areas. Can you talk to them about what areas they can make the most in and that sort of thing?
And to gain experience on that specialty, say for instance you're a med-surg nurse, I would say, because if you're a med-surg nurse, your contract has to be med-surg. So while you're on your current job, talk to your employer. See if you could pick up some PCU experience, some CCU experience. That would give you a wider range of a different specialty. Because in the nursing world, as the nurses know, you could only work in your wheelhouse. If your wheelhouse is med surg, you will have to stay there. I cannot put a med surg nurse into an ICU position or OR position. You have to have that specialty under your belt, because as they know, that is the way it is. And so while you're on your current job, talk to your manager, say, can I pick up some shifts in the CCU, learn that specialty, because in essence, to go to a CCU contract, you have to have at least a year of that under your belt. So that is very important, or you're stuck, and never leave bedside. A lot of nurses want to take up manager positions. You take a manager's position, you lose all of your bedside nursing.
Yeah.
And you can never go on a contract.
Well, there is a method to madness at learning how to make the most money when you can build your resume in the right things.
Absolutely.
And each one of those things adds to your salary. It's really helpful. We try to keep these at 10 minutes. We're getting ready to go over, so I'm gonna hit number 9 and 10 right here in one point. Number 9 is keep your basic certifications up to date, and number 10 is keep your medical records portfolio up to date. These things help you to not ever have crisis when you can, put a reminder on your phone or on your calendar when your licenses expire. That way, you as a nurse, this is a really big deal, and you don't ever want to get behind. And if you're a travel nurse, your medical records and your certifications, it's really important that you keep those up to date, because just like what she said, you make money with those certifications.
Absolutely.
If Trinity can help you in any way, give us a call, especially with travel nursing. Our number is 918-622-2588, or you can visit us online at trinityemployment.com.